I've always been an advocate of the Royal Enfield Himalayan, concentrating on its strengths and having faith that it would one day be refined to become one of the best adventure motorcycles. The slogan put out by the company was "Built for all roads, built for no roads." I loved the slogan and totally supported it as being true to the bike. Fast forward 4 years since I first rode the bike, and I'm getting comments about how it has some mechanical issues that would cause serious problems on your next adventure ride. It is becoming clear that the motorcycle has not been refined as much as it should have, that the company is justifying its shortfalls by its cheaper price. I must admit that I've been a blind fanboy all these years, and although I do still love the bike, I've had to make this video to shed some light on these issues. You'll want to stick around to find out what these mechanical issues are. So ever since the first time I rode the Royal Enfield Himalayan motorcycle, which was in Kashmir, I noticed that it had issues when ascending up in altitude. The engine would get choked up and keep disengaging. I would have to repeatedly start the engine up over and over again, and the power was lacking in the bike. We figured out that this was due to the carburetor, and due to the increase in altitude, the air to fuel ratio would not be correct due to the air density decreasing as you climb altitude. This was easily fixed with a bit of tuning and is a common issue. Also, the new BS4 and BS6 Himalayans have replaced the carburetor with a fuel injected model. But then on one of my rides, I ascended up what is known as the world's highest road, Kadungla, in the Himalayas. It is at an altitude of almost 5,400 meters or 16,600 feet. It was during this ride that for no apparent reason, the bike just would not turn on. It had been correctly tuned for the high altitude, and it was not suffering from any symptoms of what I like to call motorcycle altitude sickness on the way up. This left me struggling at the top of Kadungla, repeatedly trying to start the motorcycle while screaming at it. I tried using the choke to start it. I tried rolling it down the hill and manually clutch starting it, which momentarily worked, but then the engine would turn off shortly after. I basically had to ride the bike, rolling it all the way down from the world's highest road in neutral gear, a total of 35 kilometers from the top to the bottom. But imagine if I wasn't already at the top when I encountered this issue. Imagine if I was stranded on some of the more isolated rides that I've done in the past. Having a dependable and reliable bike on a motorcycle adventure is crucial. So in this case, my Royal Enfield was suffering electrical issues, including the commonly reported issue of the battery dying repeatedly and having to be replaced every 6 months. We've also noticed that the frame of the Royal Enfield Himalayan is made of some kind of lower quality grade material, which causes it to be bent around when taking any impact or during heavy riding off-road. An example is when my brother had a minor motorcycle accident in Nepal and the handlebars bent inwards. Check out some of these pictures from other owners' adventure rides. Some of these issues are catastrophic. Have a look at a lot of these photos. It shows the front portion of the bike's handlebars snapping away from the main frame, causing the body of the bike to drop down and impact the floor. In another case, the front handlebars have completely snapped off from the frame and caused the rider to fall onto the ground and sustain minor injuries. I know you guys just sat through this video, scouring the internet for a justification not to buy the Royal Enfield Himalayan. But guess what? All of these issues affected the bike in the 2016 and 2017 models prior to the Royal Enfield Himalayan going international. As of the newer models, Royal Enfield has refined the bike to such an extent that they use higher grade materials. The welding problems causing the handlebars to snap have been completely rectified. The motorcycle is now fuel injected, comes with Bosch ABS, Pirelli tyres, and it now comes in 6 new colours. I was an advocate of the bike from the beginning. I remember saying back in 2017 that the bike is new and the issues will be rectified, and they have. So should you buy a Royal Enfield Himalayan? Let's line it up against the competition. The Himalayan costs $7,490 in Australia. The BMW G310 GS costs $8,100 and the KTM 390 Adventure $9,000. The only competitor in price is the Kawasaki Versys X300 at a price of $6,400. But personally, I think the Kawasaki is one ugly bike. Look, at the end of the day, I'm here to say, this is a motorcycle that is a trusted all-rounder and will be a good companion on your next adventure trip. The rest, I'll leave up to you. If you guys liked the video, make sure you comment, like, and subscribe for more future content.